Good morning and welcome to episode 54 with the Emotion Code Divas. We are going to be talking about goal setting the whole month of January, but on today's show, the Divas are going to be talking about how important what you believe in your mind is to what you manifest. So I'm Dana J. Smithers. I am one of the Emotion Code Divas. Helena is the other Emotion Code Diva, and we are both trained by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's written the book, The Emotion Code. He's coming out with a new book with the foreword by Tony Robbins coming out in the spring. So I'm looking forward to getting that. So you can buy this book. You can do the emotion code yourself, or there's case studies in here. He describes what the emotion code is, that it's energy, how it works, how it releases trapped emotion. So Helena and I will go through our 7 keys to conducting the emotion code session. But on the Emotion Code Diva show, our purpose is to educate, inspire, and heal and release trapped emotions from a viewer. So we have a viewer today. She is an entrepreneur. She's also somebody very typical that has a full-time job or even part-time job, some people have, and then they start their business. So this is actually a good way to move into that area, because you want to make sure that you've got some financial basis before you really take that leap and start taking the steps that are necessary to become a successful entrepreneur. So without further ado, Helena, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the law of attraction. I'm a certified law of attraction trainer and business coach, and I do love working with entrepreneurs to get them moving forward in the direction that they need to go with some of the tools that they need for business, but also from the point of view of how the law of attraction works in their life. So over to the other Emotion Code Diva, Helena Jenikin.
Thank you, Dana. I am Helena Jenikin, and I am a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I help men and women release excess weight, overcome fears and phobias, and stop smoking. I am the StopSmokingLady.com. And today I'll be giving the educational piece about beliefs and mindset.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. So, Helena, let's just go ahead and jump into our 7 keys. And we do this because we know we have first-time viewers. Also, these videos go up onto YouTube. So people that are new to the emotion code, we like to actually let them know what it is that we're doing when today you're going to see me doing a lot of this, and you're going to be wondering what the heck am I doing there, and those sorts of things, and what's this all about. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So what's one of the first keys?
So Dana, one of the first keys is permission. Would you explain what permission means?
Right. So today I have asked a viewer, we put this out, if anybody, next week is actually procrastination. So don't procrastinate this time. If you want to be the viewer, go ahead. So I put it out there. And Kelly Carson has reached out today to be our viewer. She's a new entrepreneur. She is a coach and very excited about getting her business moving forward. Has a few little mindset blocks there that I'm going to release for her today. So Helena and I, none of us can work on and do the emotion code without the subject's client's permission. So I've asked Kelly, she's in, we're all good with that. I've got the information I need. We can also ask, we can work on children, but we need to get their parents' permission, and we can work on animals as well, asking again the guardian's permission. And because I also do animal Reiki, I also check in with the animal. Is it okay that I offer Reiki to them? So that's permission. And the next thing that we do, which we'll definitely be doing today because Kelly Carson is in Costa Rica. So I'm going to be her
proxy. That's right. You're going to be her proxy. And so that means that you'll be able to tap into her subconscious mind from a distance and ask yes or no questions. And with the proxy, she's given permission. And yeah, it's wonderful because we don't need to be in the same space, same city. We can do this work over the internet, even by email or phone.
Yeah. A lot of healing can be done that way, distance Reiki, a lot of those things. Plain is getting a program together that's going to be online as well, where you can learn how to heal some of these things for yourself. So the next thing that we take a look at
is
Is.
this the severity. Dana,
Exactly.
please talk about severity.
All right, so I've asked Kelly, what is the severity? Stuck does she feel? Does she feel something's keeping her, holding her back? And sometimes, on a conscious level, we're not really sure what it is. So I've asked her, she's told me on a conscious level it's a 10, and I will check in with the subconscious to see if it is a 10. And I have my suspicions that it's probably a 10. If someone says it's a 10, it often is that 10. So what we're going to do today and how we do that, how I'm going to find out what's going on there, is I'm going to be doing a form of muscle testing. So Helena, do you want to talk about how you do your muscle testing?
Sure. So my muscle testing looks like this. I bring these two fingers together and I link them together. And then when I think of the word yes, my fingers link together. And when I think of the word no, they just pull apart. There's no way they can stay together if I think of no, but that's a yes. So yeah. So when we do the emotion code stuff, that's a yes and that's a no for me. But how about you, Dana?
Yeah. So what's happening is we're making that agreement when we're the proxy with our subconscious. So I'm going to become Kelly's subconscious. And what I'm going to do is tap into that. And my agreement with my subconscious says that when I put my fingers this way, index and thumb together, and I have my index and middle finger, when I ask the question, this is a yes to my answer, and that's a no. So Helene and I do this fairly quickly. There's lots of different ways of muscle testing, and you can Google that or do keyword search on YouTube, you'll see. But Dr. Brad has lots of different ways that people do that as well. So what is it that we're actually muscle testing?
We're muscle testing the emotion code chart. And the emotion code chart looks like this. Would you explain a little bit about the emotion code chart, Dana?
Yeah, so what we're looking at, Dr. Brad has taken really, literally thousands of emotions to hundreds, and he's moved it into 60. So what he's done is put it into two categories, column A or column B. Doesn't matter which column, there's no rhyme or reason to the columns. And then we look at the rows. We ask, so is it in column A or column B? We get a yes or no. Is it an even row or an odd row? We get a yes or no. And then we look at the 5 words that are 5 emotions that are in that particular section that we're looking at, and we go through each one. So we're going to ask, let's say, is it crying? Is it discouragement? Is it rejection? We just go through that list that's there, and then we find out. And then what we do from that is to release those trapped emotions, we use magnets.
Magnets. These are my magnets today that I have by the computer today. They're actually I've got 5 hematite magnets, and they just fit really great in my hand. So the magnets do a couple of things. First of all, they intensify my intention to release negative trapped emotions. They are pure energy. And so magnets are able to cancel out energy. Just imagine taking magnets to your credit card that stores all that information on there and wiping along there and deleting it and canceling it. That's what we're doing with the emotions. So how do we use the magnet, Dana?
Well, what we do, and just a little note about the magnets, Helena and I both have hematite. Hematite is actually a good stone stone for releasing negativity. So I've got a couple of bracelets that I wear as well, but these are really good. So I've just got 2, very heavy. So what's going to happen is once the emotion comes up, let's say it's rejection. We're working with really Chinese medicine, which has been around for thousands and thousands of years. And there's probably others that's not even been recorded that we're working with as well, since energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's always been here, but we've given it labels. So what we're working with when we do this is we work with with a meridian that starts here, the grand meridian. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this up over our head. So with the magnets here, we're actually demagnetizing that emotion and running it back to the end of our neck, the tip of our spine. If someone is actually with us, then we're going to take this and run this all the way down their back, and we're just demagnetizing that emotion. And we do that 3 times, 3 swipes like that. If it's theirs, if it's an inherited emotion, which it can be, then we're going to find out whether it's inherited on the mother's side, the father's side, and we'll be doing 10 swipes to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing, and most important,
Hydration. Very important that the practitioner is hydrated. This is for just this session for this half an hour. And
Yeah, this will do me. Yep.
yeah, I actually bring now to work a 5-liter jug of water.
Yeah.
And it's gone by the end of the day. It's hydration really great.
Yeah, it's great for a lot of things. It's also really good for your skin, especially if you happen to be a coffee drinker, caffeine drinker. It's really good. Gets a lot of that energy flushing through us.
It's actually a great tip if you're a coffee tea drinker, is to have a glass of water first before you have that cup of coffee. So you're making sure that you're hydrating your system with water instead of coffee or some other beverage. And then it's nice then to finish it up after you've done that, another glass of water just to flush it out.
Yeah, so it's good that way. Okay, I am going to be working on Kelly, and as I said, she is an entrepreneur. She also does have another job that she has, but her dream and her goal is to be a full-time coach. And Kelly, feel free to put in your website. I see that you're watching us, so feel free to put that in if people want to get a hold of you. So Kelly has written some books. She's writing her second book right now. Got a great website. She's got some social media happening, but there's just something that's just not making it work for her. So Emotion Code is great for that, but also so is knowing a little bit about, on a conscious level, of what's going on here. So I'm just going to give you a really quick overview of how the law of attraction operates 24/7, 365, even when you're sleeping. So how does it work? Well, we all start the day off with words, and those words are what form thoughts. And it's where these thoughts are, whether they're positive or negative, this is where our beliefs reside. Then we have conversations about, I'm not good enough, it'll never happen, I'm not going to be able to do it, or whatever, or, I want to be such a great success, I've got some things are happening, but what's wrong? So this can be where you're thinking a negative belief, and a belief is just a thought you think over and over and over and over. And if you stay with that thought, law of attraction is so obedient. It just moves you into that place of feeling like, I guess I could say crap, that's not really swearing, right? Just really not feeling good, right? Not feeling great. Life's not moving forward. You're stuck. It's like, what's going on? So from your words, you get your thoughts, which are your beliefs as well, and you get a mood or feeling. And that's the result, really, of the conversations that you have going on in your head, and also that vibrational bubble, that vibe that you're giving out. That's what it is. So Helena, I'm going to let you dive into all of the ways that subconscious plays tricks on us and tells us things, and also how do we get out of that.
Good. So first of all, I'm just going to actually acknowledge some of our viewers that we have viewing today. So you connect up there with Kelly, and looking forward to a report back to finding out what you have found and what you've released. So good morning, Kelly from Costa Rica, and Natasha Paula Samuel. Hello, Natasha. And she's watching from a cold Runford, Essex, the UK. How exciting. And Chris Coutinho is saying, good afternoon, ladies, from an icy, snowy winter day in Michigan. Oh. Warm tea, hot tea. And what else is here? Oh, yeah, Chris is saying that she loves hematite stones and have a bunch of bracelets as well. Kelly's website is justonesmallpieceofadvice.com. Love that title. So let me get into my the educational piece about.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get started. So I'm just going to turn you off.
So as a clinical hypnotherapist, I work a lot with clients' subconscious minds. This little diagram of the mind, basic one. If you can imagine an iceberg, and an iceberg, there's this little bit at the top that's showing that you can see. It's about 5 to 10% of the iceberg, whereas underneath the water, the hidden part, the part that you can't see, is really about 90 to 95% of that iceberg. And it's the iceberg, it's the part of the iceberg that's supporting all this conscious stuff up here, all this stuff that's at the top. So imagine if this was your mind up here. 5 to 10% is your conscious mind, and 90 to 95% is your subconscious mind. So when we are using our conscious mind to create change, perhaps ask the question, why? That's when the stuckness happens. That's when the routine happens. That's when the automatic behaviors happen and we just kind of go along, and change doesn't really occur by using the conscious mind. But change can occur when we tap into that subconscious part of the mind. Subconscious part of the mind is where our beliefs are held, our imagination, our ethics, our morals, all of our memories. It's also the domain of all the automatic behaviors, such as your heart beating, your blood circulating, your hair growing, all that kind of stuff. It just happens automatically. Even while you're watching this video and listening to me, I want you to notice that you've been breathing all along, but you haven't even thought about it. It just happens automatically because that's your subconscious part of your mind. Now, imagine if your subconscious mind has a certain belief system that allows you to operate automatically. And that can be good and that can be bad. Neither nor is actually good or bad, but it just is. So if there's something that you'd like to change in your life, then the best place to do it is in the subconscious part of the mind by identifying what your beliefs are around that thing that you want to change. I have people come in here and in my office, and I have do weight release programs with people. The very first question to them is, do you believe and can you imagine you yourself in the future, the size and shape that you want to be, that you say you want to be? Maybe it's you'd like to release 50, 60, 80, 100 pounds. Can you get a vision, an idea, a feeling, a sense of that person, you in the future being that? And the next question, the answer to that is sometimes, no, I can't. I've never been there. Or it was so long ago, I don't think it's possible for me. I can't get that feeling. Well, what's happening is then your subconscious mind is holding on to the idea of who you are right now and is not able to imagine, create that person in the future who you want to be. So right there, there's a limiting belief. It's not possible. Not possible for me. Might be possible for someone else. So there's another belief, but it's not possible for me. Now that belief is running here automatically. And so no matter what you're trying to do consciously, trying to motivate yourself to go to the gym, motivate yourself to go for a walk, motivate yourself to eat smaller, healthier portion sizes, motivating yourself to, not drink the pop, not drink the chips, and all that kind of stuff. Well, that belief down here that says it's not possible is running the show. That belief down here is the part of the belief is the one that's going to sabotage your best intentions. Now, how do you change the belief? Well, you go back into the subconscious part of the mind. You use imagination. Anytime that you use imagination, whether you imagine the things that you do want or don't want, the subconscious mind doesn't care. It's like the law of attraction. It's just very obedient. So if there's something that you would like that's different in your life, then the first thing to do is imagine how it will be when you achieve the thing that you said that you want to be or have or do. And as you go into that imagination more and more frequently, it's going to start to override that other belief that's not possible for me. As soon it will start to be, you know what, it is possible for me. And there's some action steps that I can take to get me what I say I want. The law of attraction again says that focus, clarity, focus, and action are needed to get what you want. So by using your subconscious mind, tapping into it, simply by closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, slowing your system down, going into a nice, peaceful, tranquil place, maybe somewhere you can imagine in nature, and just find that safe, beautiful place that you like to be, and start creating in your imagination all the things you would like to be, do, and have, how you want to show up in the world. And soon that will become the new program. That will become a new belief. And it'll become your new automatic behavior. It'll become a truth for you. Now, there's 2 times that this is really the most beneficial times of a day to do this, to access that subconscious part of the mind. It's the easiest. And that is, as you're falling asleep at night, the last thought that you have is what your subconscious mind is going to work on all night long. And that first thought that you have when you wake up in the morning is what your subconscious is going to work on all day long. So use that time to program your subconscious mind with your new ideas, new ways of wanting to be and feel. And that's going to reprogram your belief systems and create the life that you do want. Now, where do these belief systems come? Oh, sometimes, actually it's not even sometimes, these belief systems get programmed into us when we're younger. Probably before the age of 8. We hear adults around us making comments and making statements, and maybe around your family here, there's not enough money for that, or we can't do that, or maybe all the ladies in the family are big boned and we carry around excess weight, or maybe it's like, at the end of the day you deserve a reward. You hear these kind of statements and they go into the subconscious part of the mind and become part of who you are. You see, children are very, very suggestible. And during that time when they're very, very suggestible, that's when their belief systems are being created. The core belief system that is the most important to really emphasize is the belief that you are enough. That you are enough simply because you were born. You are enough. It doesn't matter if you're rich or famous, you seem to have it all. That core belief system of believing that you are enough is very important. And it is the basis of everything else. So as long as you feel that you are enough just because you exist, just because you were born, and all is good. You see, you are no longer that young child and helpless little child. You are now a powerful, free, fun, connected human, if you choose to be. So go out there and just start noticing if you ever say, that's not possible for me, and just ask yourself, is it possible for someone else? And if it's possible for someone else, then perhaps just change it to, well, it could be possible, it might be possible. Actually, it is possible. And let your mind take you to what you want to go towards. Programming your subconscious mind with the beliefs that serve you. That core belief, though, I am enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. So Dan, I think you're going to be getting pretty close there to be done,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you're
finished.
still working. You're finished.
It's always so interesting.
Yeah.
And what, your last comment there that I heard, I didn't hear anything else, but am I worthy enough, right? Self-worth comes in, low self-esteem, is very, very big with anybody, but certainly with entrepreneurs, when you want to get your business going, you can think you've got everything in place, but then I'm sure that's what you were talking about, Helena, the sabotage of that subconscious there. So anyway, I will tell Kelly and everyone what the emotions were. Just a correction on the governing meridian. I think I said grand. My mind went blank there. But that's what we work with, is it?
I've actually heard it also called the Grand Meridian.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. And again, it's just a label that we're putting on something. So I definitely got a yes for, are there trapped emotions that are preventing me, Kelly, because I became her proxy for attracting clients. So I worked on that. And it was a 10 as well. I checked in with that. So the emotions that came out, the first one was abandonment, then came pride, and disgust. I release betrayal and shock. And Kelly, I know you gave me a little bit of information about what went on in 2006 with you. So kind of it came to my mind. I wonder if there's still a little bit of residue from that situation in your life that happened. I'm not sure. You can let me know privately, or you can put a message there. So abandonment, pride, disgust, betrayal, shock, and then low self-esteem, anger, taken for granted came up. And that was it for the just asking that question. And then I asked if there were any psychic traumas. So what came up there was just one, feeling unworthy and worthless. So when when two emotions are trapped together, it's called a psychic trauma. So unworthy and worthless. I asked if there was any other residue from that situation that went on with you. It came up yes. Mainly it was effort unreceived and feeling of despair. So I've released all of those. And then I just decided to check in with your solar plexus chakra, because this is a chakra. It's orange in color, and it is, Helena and I did an episode on the chakras, so you can go back and look in that, but the solar plexus are just under your breast and just above your navel. And in that area, this is where all your confidence is, how you feel about yourself, your worthiness. This is where your power center is, how you feel empowered. So I just did a little check in there, and what came up was I released the trapped emotion of worry, the trapped emotion of failure, and as well the trapped emotion of lack of control. And then it was like, okay, we're done. So that's what came up. Kelly, you can let us know how things are going for you, how that felt to you. Helene, did you maybe want to talk about the processing that can go on after a session?
Yes. So as we're releasing all this energy and emotion from the system, people process the sessions differently. Some people feel extremely light and airy and vibrant and really positive. And sometimes it's there might be some anger that comes out, some frustration, some sadness, and though it lasts a very short amount of time. And I think you like to suggest to your clients that they go out for a walk in nature, maybe be around water, even take a Epsom salt bath to nice and ground, and just let it calmly release you out of your system.
Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, definitely drinking the water, and even just find your happy place. Right? Whatever, I talk a lot of time about, I go to the dog beach and that's my happy place. And I'm around the water and the dogs and the trees. I love being around the trees. So even if you have to go in your mind where your happy place is, go there, because you're going to raise your vibration and your energy as well. But also, allow it to be. Allow these emotions. If something comes up, as Helena said, usually people feel lighter, but if you do feel a little bit upset or angry about something, just observe it. And then just let it go, because we've done the work. We're releasing that, and those emotions are now gone from you. And I did get that down to a 0. So we went from a 10 to a 0. So Kelly, you should be feeling pretty good.
She says that she can feel a slight headache, and just what I suggest is just go hydrate. And also, I like to ask my clients just to have some alone time. Quiet time with themselves without rushing into the very next thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. And, getting a headache I do hear that from clients. Sometimes they'll text me the next day or email me and say they have a headache, and I'll just kind of sit with them and just ask them to meditate. But a good yoga one for headaches is to lie on your back and then put your feet up like that against a wall. And it's a really good pose for headache relief, and just kind of be in it, take a few deep breaths, and just allow that to go.
Chris is saying that her happy place is the beach, and we're going there next week, keeping my fingers crossed that the weather holds.
What beach are you going to? Chris, you're in Michigan, so you gotta go pretty far south to get get in some warm weather, or maybe you're going to a cold beach. I don't know. Maybe you like that.
Going to a warm beach, Kelly, Chris, or a cold beach?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Awesome. So that is our show for today from the Emotion Code Divas. Just if you do want to know a little bit more and get in that whole vibe of the law of attraction and being mindful of what you're thinking and expressing a lot of gratitude, you can get my law of attraction gratitude journal. January might be a good time. Amazon.ca or Amazon.com. Helena, how can people reach you, my dear?
People can reach me through my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com. I have a YouTube channel under Flourish, as well as a Facebook business page. And if you'd like to go like that business page, that's great. I post a lot of what I think is interesting stuff on that page.
I do too. Yeah, I often share your posts. Great, thanks. And I'm
Mhm.
Dana Smithers. You can find me on my website at danasmithers.com or empoweredwomeninbusiness.com. My YouTube channel at this time is empoweredwomeninbusiness.com. I have lots of different playlists there, so you can check that out. So thanks so much for joining us today. If you would like to be our viewer for next week, don't procrastinate. It's about procrastination. And as we said, this month has been all about goal setting. We do say for entrepreneurs because we get a lot of entrepreneurs watching, but it's absolutely for anybody. So if you're procrastinating anywhere in your life, we'll be happy to work on you. So just leave a message or let Helena and I know, and we will love to work on you. We'll just have a few questions that we ask you behind the scenes, and then away we go. That's it then. Bye for now.